Alright guys, so the whole reason we're doing this with these goats here is we've been wanting to butcher a goat. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hiddenheightsfarm. So today I'm going to go on a little adventure. I got the stock trailer hooked up to the truck. All this talk between Dutch and Daniel about this goat meat, lamb meat, blah blah blah. You know, we raised the Spanish meat goats in some Kikos, and we got 5 little billies that are not quite the size that we would like to butcher them. So I know another local Spanish goat breeder that just lives a couple towns over from us, not too far, and he's got some that he needs to get rid of that are ready to go to market, ready to go to the meat market anyways, or be butchered, I believe. So we're gonna take a trip over there, go check them out, and got another subscriber on here that hit me up and is wanting to buy one as well. He was wanting to buy one of ours, and I explained to him that ours was not quite ready. We could butcher them right now, but you wouldn't get a lot of meat. So you want to butcher them around 70 pounds, and some people even go up to 100 pounds. So we're going to go take a little drive here and see what we can find. I don't know the exact weight on these goats that he has, but we're going to go take a look and pick out 2 of them and bring them back to the farm. And we'll feed them out a little while. I don't know how long. I'll still have to get a butcher date. So originally I had the plan of butchering these goats on our farm and butchering them ourselves, but I don't know all the cuts and all that people normally get. So Dutch said that he got all these different steaks and this and that. So this first go around, I'm going to take these goats to a processor here and let him cut them. That way I can kind of see how they butcher them, what cuts and all that they do. I don't have a bandsaw or anything like that, but we do process our own deer. Here lately, we've just been grinding it all up and making like burger out of it. It's really hard on my teeth to eat like the deer steaks and all that. The tenderloin's super good, but usually when you get a bigger buck, it's just kind of a little tougher. So we usually just grind it up and make a lot of chili with it. But anyways, I'm gonna get in this truck and we're gonna head over and check out these goats and see what we can't come home with. Alright guys, so I made it back home with the goats. I didn't get any footage of the farm that I went and picked these goats up to. And I should have, because he had some really awesome llamas. He had a adult pair, and then he had a little girl, baby that was like 5 or 6 months old. And they were really cool. I had to get in and grab these goats, and I wasn't too sure because some farms I've been to, these llamas are super, super protective, even against people. And his was really cool with people, but coyotes, dogs, and bobcats and all that, he said that they've killed a little bit of all of those 3, coyotes, bobcat, and the stray dog. So I wasn't too sure, but it went good. I got these goats in the trailer right now. Have not let them out. I'm gonna put them in this little small pasture to feed them out until we get this butcher date to haul them to the processor. But let me stop right there and explain a little bit more of my adventure. So I should write a book, but I was thinking about writing a book anyways. Kevin's Adventures, but now why? Because I can just vlog it all. Had a little bit of a mishap with the trailer. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it had a blowout on a major highway on my way back. I stopped and realized I did not put the spare in the truck. It wouldn't have mattered anyways because the 4-way I have would not fit on one of these lug nuts for some odd reason. I've never had to change this wheel or tire, so now I'm gonna have to come up with some money to replace these front tires. The back ones are new wheel, new tire. So I'm gonna have to replace these front ones, but this one here is gone. Luckily, this is a dual axle trailer, so I was able to make it home with just the one tire. So it could have been bad, but we made it. The goats are safe, I'm safe. Nothing's torn up. Nobody's car got tore up on the highway or nothing. I had to take back roads the whole way home. But let me get in here and I'll show you these goats. I know they're ready to get out of this trailer for sure. Let me get this thing opened up. So I'm waiting on Dutch to get here. Yeah, so like I said, I'm waiting on Dutch to get here. He's been waiting on me to get home. He's coming over to buy a dog kennel we got over here. I'll show you here in a second. But anyways, he texted me. He's like, hey, are you home? I was like, no, I got a little problem. And he offered to come help me out and follow me home, which I told him there's nothing we could really do because I don't have a spare with me. And I couldn't get one of the lug nuts off anyways. So I appreciate that offer to help me. So these guys are in here. There they are. These are Spanish bucks as well. These are a different line. I'll talk a little bit more about them here in a minute. These guys are pretty tame. Really, really pretty blue, gray looking color. And this one here is the dark brown and black. And the line these come from is called Weinheimer. Okay. So they're a little nervous, I'm sure. All that noise from the tire that blown out probably scared them half to death. So here in a second, I'll probably get Rachel to come out here and we'll get these things unloaded and let them in this pasture, get them some fresh water, and talk about the process we're going to do before we get these guys processed. What are you eating there, Kaya? What is that? It's an ice cream sandwich from Caleb's birthday, right? Alright, let's go.
Oh my gosh, look what it did to my
you should see your face. You got all sprinkles and everything all over your face. Alright, you guys ready to go see these goats?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go get them out of this trailer. You better eat that ice cream, you're going to get stinky goat all over you. Alright guys, what do you think?
Good.
Huh? Are you going to eat them?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, we are. One of them's going to be ours.
Yay!
One of them's going to go to the processor.
I want to eat them. We never ever had a gray. Are we going to eat both of them?
No. Alright guys, get in there and see if you can run them out.
Oh, I can?
Yeah, just be nice, don't scare them. Just get behind them and shoo them this way.
Move this way.
They're going to go the other way.
Son, you gotta move this way, okay?
Stand right there
Stay
so
right
they
here.
don't get out.
Right there.
Go.
They're not mean goats.
That one's fat.
Yeah,
Which one is?
The gray one.
Alright guys, so we got these goats into the pasture, and one cool thing about this farmer's goats, that when I went to look at these, he had them all separated. He had all his does in a doe pen, had his two main breeding bucks separated from everyone else, and then he had a bunch of bucks this size all in a pen by themselves. As soon as we walk up to the gate, these guys just came right up to us, wanted to be petted, and I asked him, I was like, how do you keep these things so tame? Because all the Spanish we've raised, usually they don't want to come right up next to you. They're kind of skittish. But these guys were really tame. They were nice. And his trick was he fed them out of his hand with some black oil sunflower seeds. So Rachel and I is going to get some feed out of here, and we are going to attempt to feed them by hand, see if they'll come to us.
It's not dinner time yet, y'all.
Either that or got stepped on. Yes, I'll feed you guys. Hold on a minute.
Couldn't even put enough cheese in there.
Yeah, I know.
Ow. Jeez. You guys are crazy.
Alright, here we go. Some of y'all out here too. Here you go. these kids have been coming in here with all this food, so that's good. Just keeping them separated from all the adults so they don't get eat up too bad.
Like this one. Tiny wants her own.
She can usually get in here, I thought.
She's waiting on hers. She's right here. Ah, nope. Leave Tiny alone. Okay, leave Tiny alone. Well, Tiny, I don't know what to tell you. Tony.
Right here. Here you go. Alright, let's go feed those bucks.
Tiny, he just fed you over there.
She's done. We'll see if we can't get them out of our hand. We're kind of nervous right now, but come here, goats. Oh, they found some blackberry vines. These goats are pretty friendly. They're just used to people anyways. But they're not too friendly. If you guys know anything about bottle goats are so friendly, they're actually annoying because anytime you walk in here, they're underneath your feet, tripping you and everything else.
I like this one's hair.
Yeah, it's pretty. Huh.
He's got like a hairdo, like a little curl in front.
Yeah. Here we go.
So which one are we butchering?
One of them.
I said which one?
I don't know.
One of them. Which one?
So our plan is we're going to keep these goats in here by themselves. We're going to feed them pretty good every day, give them fresh water every day, make them as comfortable as possible, and try to get them some extra protein so they grow as a little bit every day that we do have them in here until butcher date. But they got plenty of grass and weeds to eat in here. The field they were on, they pretty much had it cleaned up so good that it was just pure Bermuda grass, and goats don't really care about grass so much. I mean, they'll eat it, but they would rather browse around and eat leaves and brush and stuff like that. So they've got plenty of that in here. They'll be happy until freezer camp day.
I like that one.
What do you mean you like it?
I don't want to eat it though.
Yeah. That's... Alright guys, so the whole reason we're doing this with these goats here is we've been wanting to butcher a goat. We've never butchered one of our own goats to eat, but our family wants to give it a shot, so these are ready to go. We didn't want to wait any longer for ours to get up to size. I know the guy that raised these pretty well, and we know that he didn't give them any chemicals or shots or anything. So, you know, here's a little tip for anyone that wants to buy a goat. If you didn't raise a goat or an animal yourself, and this goes for any animal, if you didn't raise them yourself, don't just bring them home and butcher them, because a lot of people give their animals medication or dewormer and stuff like that, and a lot of that has a warning on the label where it says you need to wait 30 days before you butcher that animal, because if you consume it, you will ingest, and that chemical will you know, it'll do whatever to your body that it is meant to do to theirs, and that's not good. So if we were buying these goats from an individual that we didn't really know how they raised them or anything, we'd put them in here for a minimum of 30 days or probably 5 or 6 weeks. Feed them out, let them get anything that could possibly be in their system, like shots or dewormer, anything like that, antibiotics. That way you know that's out of their system. Most of anything that is a injectable or anything like that is 30 days. So just to be safe, that's what we recommend doing.
Have you told them what line of Spanish this is?
Yeah, so Rachel said did I tell you guys what line of Spanish goats these are, and I'll tell you guys again. The ones we have are solid black. They are koi. They're the koi line of Spanish goats. These are Weinheimer. I think I'm saying it right. We've never raised these line of the Spanish goats. They're pretty much just a different color. They're the same goat breed, but all these different lines were raised and worked on for, you know, 40, 50 years to where they get these certain characteristics built into this goat breed. So these are grow up. If they're the same age as our buck, they might be a little bit bigger than him, but most of their characteristics, like the parasite resistant and all that, they're all pretty much the same as far as the Spanish go.
That one don't know what to think.
No, this gray one, this blue one here, don't know what to think. He sees these chickens over there.
He's like, what is that?
And you can see these guys are big and fat.
Look how fat
already.
the gray one is.
And you come back over here, I just filled their little feed bowl up, and they don't even care. They don't even care about the grain. He's sitting here eating this poison ivy or whatever that is.
They like all the weeds and underbrush.
So guys that has raised cattle or anything like that that don't eat weeds, put a few of these goats in here and you will have a clean pasture. So we haven't had those Kikos over here for 2 or 3 weeks, and you can see the weeds are kind of starting to grow again. There's a lot of good grass, but a lot of weeds as well. We don't use any spray here, so these goats are pretty much our cleanup crew. And as well as these trees, you guys can see all the leaves as far up as they can reach. You know, if a guy was to mow this with the lawnmower, you wouldn't have to trim any trees because these guys come in and do all the hard work for you. So anyways, that was the adventure of picking up these goats today. I'm glad we made it home with the blowout that we had. These guys are here safe, and they're going to have a happy rest of their life, get fattened up a little bit. Hopefully they'll grow a little more. And we'll put them in freezer camp. I don't have a date yet, so.
He's got.
Alright guys, so one of the characteristics of these Spanish goats is you can see his hair here. See how soft and fluffy that looks? That's the actual cashmere starting to come in. So their body knows that it's fixing to be fall time, fixing to be close to winter time, so they start producing that cashmere, which is an undercoat. And like a lot of people know, cashmere is used to make sweaters and clothing and stuff like that. And these Spanish goats are one of the animals in the world that people harvest the cashmere from. So it's just another fun fact about these Spanish goats. They're beautiful, beautiful goats.
I love his coloring.
Which one?
Well, I like both their coloring, but I love his coloring.
Yeah, he had some other red and black ones that were really, really pretty too.
And I like his hairdo.
Yeah. See if they'll go eat that feed. I don't know why you want to eat the feed.
Because they're eating all the weeds.
Yeah, they like weeds. So this guy's a little skittish right now, but I'm going to go get him some fresh water here in just a second. Anything else?
No.
So Caleb said he didn't want to eat one, but we might have to trick him into eating one and then telling him that he ate it just so he knows that it's not that bad.
What are you doing, Tiny? What are you doing, Tiny? Hmm? What are you doing?
Yes, there's a pretty girl.
There comes Camera Hog. Can't ever let nobody have attention, can you, Daisy? Can you?
I know, I see ya. Where's a good girl?
Yeah.
Alright guys, so we just got some fresh water here for these goats. That's with any animal. Like I said before you butcher any animal, you want to make sure they got fresh water for a long time before you butcher them. It just helps with everything else. They're happy and healthy. So we're super excited to eat these goats. We're going to butcher one, like I said, and one is for a subscriber of ours here on YouTube. So we're gonna haul them both off at the same time. But Rachel has never tried goat. I have tried it before, and I thought it was more of a mix between beef and venison or deer meat. And I don't know, she's not real excited to try it, I guess, but you're gonna try it.
I'll try it.
You'll try it.
I don't know what I'm gonna think.
So we raised all these goats. We gotta try it at least. Give it a shot. You know, maybe it's something we really like, and it's something we have here that we can butcher whenever we want some fresh meat for the freezer. So
you can't really raise butcher goats without trying it. So
sure,
it's about time. We've had them for this many years, and I've never tried it. So I'll give it a shot. And
you know, they're not like cows. When you butcher a cow, you get a lot of meat. When you butcher a goat, you don't get a ton of meat. But usually, the people I know that eat goat frequently, they'll butcher 2 or 3 at a time and stick it in the freezer. So, and that's why we're going to take this one to the processor, because we don't know all the cuts and all that like you would normally do on a goat. When we do deer, like I said earlier, we usually just ground it all up. Dutch and Daniel, they swear by these goat steaks, so that's what we're wanting to try. And I'm going to let the processor, the butcher, do that for us, and we'll kind of know what to do. And then maybe next time when we're ready to butcher a goat, we'll hang one up here and do one here on our own farm. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching our video. If you like what you've seen, hit that subscribe button, smash that thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.